We refilled the water and began the expedition on the next island. That Melin told us to. We were told that an ancient gate was to be located there. First, of course, we wanted to meet the islanders, the inhabitants of this strange place. It was time to maybe drink some tea and approach them carefully. The shy ones, we called them. They were not humans, but salamanders, yet walked upright like we humans do, and could see the wisdom in their eyes. Incredible! We asked about their tribe. I wanted to know more about the culture of these people. Delicately, I inquired about the nature of their traditions and customs. An islander explained that they followed a way of peace. Where others used warriors, they trained arbiters, specialists in resolving conflict without resorting to violence. The islanders wished me peace and harmony on my journeys as I left. They hoped we would meet again for a bountiful exchange of ideas. Elephants were around this strange elephant graveyard, though we wanted to maybe look if we could find some valuables. As I carefully made my way towards the bones of the great beasts, I noticed the tracks of scavengers that had visited. If I tarried, I was sure to be attacked. We searched before wildlife returned, and were successful. We found an elephant tusk. We took it with us, and I remembered a lesson that I had learned long ago. Elephants have a keen sense of smell and a perfect memory. I would do well to avoid the beasts in the future. As I turned to leave, Homie leg plunged into the earth, and he screamed in pain. He had fallen into a dastardly trap. It seemed that someone had dug a small camouflaged pit inlaid with small, filth-covered spikes. As I extricated Homie from the trap, I found a note inside. Your ambition worth so much that you would pay the lives of your comrades? Turn back now, fool. You are outmatched. Very sincerely, Wong Fei Hung. I crumpled the paper in my fist, seething with fury. Fei Hung would pay for this outrage. It will not be unanswered. We would drink after the shock, and then we would heal Homie. It was better to avoid the elephants, alas, so we made our way quickly to a shallow lake. Found some healing springs. Henri Durand had learned something as well, and so we talked it over with him. Question was, should we rest there or should we not? There was something else here that we would do first. We found several strange ferry stations. Interesting. We would have a rest first. Our trek stopped at a natural hot water springs. The water had bright blue coloring, very likely from geothermal groundwater. Prepared to camp for an extended rest, it was a beautiful night, and I was filled with contentment. Sung Wei approached me that night, unable to meet my eyes. I saw his hand trembling as he nervously wiped his lips before speaking. Back in Paris, it seemed that Wang Fei-hung had offered a hefty sum to betray the expedition. Shamefaced, Sung admitted to accepting the offer. He could not bring himself to truly betray me, but did feel unappreciated. Defiantly, he demanded I match the value of my rival's payment, or he'd leave. Whew. We would really like to keep him. What were the chances to persuade him? We pondered. Out of 18, we had a chance of 15. That would be a good chance. We would persuade him to stay. And we failed miserably. My pleas fell on deaf ears. Sai Wang was not to be convinced. We shared one last evening together before he left the next morning. To return to the ship. Days of rest had made my aches and pains vanish as if by magic. Mist lay heavily on the ground as I woke. Okay, let's go, I said. But what were we about to do? We wanted to find the Palikao gate. It was necessary to talk to as many islanders as we could. We were told that some were out there. I counted a small group of foragers. We greeted each other warmly, but the language barrier made things difficult. We quickly fell into an awkward silence. Somehow the awkwardness reached a breaking point, and I began to snicker. My laughter was infectious, and soon both sides were laughing uproariously. The encounter left me thoughtful. I had to press on. After a short farewell, I got moving once more. Drank some tea and went on for some small hidden island where a shrine was awaiting us. Seemed like it was a shrine for some volcano god. Inside we would search for secrets. Unfortunately, we didn't have much with us, but it was enough. Beneath some debris, I discovered a hidden trapdoor in the floor. Opening it, I saw a second gloomy chamber beneath this one. We entered the hole, landing lightly on my feet in the hidden area below. We found the ruined remains of an arcanist's workshop. Found 2 totem sticks to take with us. We entered the altar chamber and glared at the golden goblet. Still we left it in peace and returned to the entry chamber to leave it quickly. There was a strange mountainous island still that we wanted to explore. and went on to do so. Mysteriously, there was a shipwreck. Drank some moonshine and approached it together. A wreck of what looked like an old smuggler's ship. I couldn't help but wonder how it had come to rest here. We thought it might still contain valuable supplies, but it was very dangerous. Too dangerous for me to do it. I wanted to search thoroughly, though. Who could do that? Somebody would have to risk investigating every little niche of the old rotten vessel. Search by myself. Or send someone else. We would go ourselves. And we failed. So almost halfway through the ship when the plank suddenly broke under my feet and I fell to the floor. Trek helped me out again, but my leg had been seriously injured by the fall. I left. And I healed myself. Had been a disappointment. I had to drink some tea to calm me down. We went also over to a strange salamander ferry station. Wait, we were to stop travel. Stop. Because we found a way to another island where some butterflies waited for us, apparently. Drank some moonshine to celebrate. There was a strange monolith. That could bring us to places nobody had ever seen before. It was too risky though, so we went on to travel to other places. First we wanted to rest a bit, and then use the ferry station, avoiding hopefully the elephants. Approached the springs and rested there. We were in good spirits, letting the mood take her. Kezia Young started singing loudly. Unable to resist, I joined in myself a few moments later. By the time we finished, we were out of breath but light of heart. When we finally got to bed that night, it was a sense of warm cavalry and a readiness for adventure. It went on to be a beautiful night. The waters of the springs healed even the smallest of afflictions. And we decided to stay another night. Another couple of nights. It was a warm and starry night and the spirits were high. Somewhere in the distance I could hear drums. It sounded like a mournful dirge. What could it mean? We didn't know. Refreshed, we went to the Salamander ferry station. Sea turtle let out a strange croaking noise as I approached the strange structure. The ferrymaster laughed hoarsely and asked where I'd like to go. Henri was at it again and stole something from him. 3 seashells. We would travel southwest to the dry Highlands Islet. Ferrymaster gave a word chortle in the back of their throat and began gleefully to negotiate for passage. Thankfully, we had the seashells from Henri. We met a trader. To my surprise, I encountered a colorfully dressed traveling merchant. He gave a wide grin when he saw me placing a bulging pack full of wares on the ground. Henri went on to steal something, and barely did it. We went on to get some colorful marbles. Then traded. He hesitated before presenting us with a selection of his wares. They seemed to be the remains of previous, less successful expeditions. Coca wine, alcohol. Finally, a treasure map. Beautiful things indeed. A rope would be great to have. What kind of deal would we get here? What kind of deal? Maybe some of the scrolls would help us. And the totem sticks. What else had we sold? No, not the moonshine. Never the moonshine. Maybe the marbles? Yes, indeed. A lot. And maybe some seashells would be great to have as well. Yeah, 1 less. For the salamander ferries. Oh yeah, the elephant tusk, of course. Give us more seashells, good trader. And maybe we could keep some more of the marbles then. That was a good idea indeed. Also, we had no more shovel. Yeah. We went on to deal with it. Whew. And now, we had to drink some moonshine to appease some of our alcoholics. And we were also not burdened anymore. What was out there on this strange island? We looked at the treasure map that we had. Oh, we still had the old treasure map. The new treasure map was apparently somewhere on this island that we were already seeing. We traveled further inside. And soon looked to see mysterious places. One of them including a plateau. Ooh. We had to travel there. It was a mission that we had found there. A great place to trade. I was greeted by the local missionary, who remained expressionless as we entered the grounds. Henri was at it again. And luckily he caught something for us. Combat bandages. We would trade. Presented some of his supplies to us. Smoke satchels. He would buy alcohol, but we would not sell alcohol. Some climbing gear was also available. But how would we pay for it? Still had some colorful marbles that he seemed to like very much. We gave him some water to boot. And some more. Would we stay overnight? No. Not yet. We had to equip a rope, maybe. Maybe not yet. Hunting rifle. We approached the mission again because we had a spiked club that we wanted to get rid of. Against some supplies. A chronometer would indeed be a great thing to have. Designed to assist in timekeeping and navigation. %, less days per tile moved. How would that help us, I asked. I didn't really know. Maybe it was also good to maybe get some first aid kits again. And what else? We asked ourselves. What else? Colorful marbles? It was enough. We would leave. then travel to the plateau. We wandered through the mountains and found a hunt master. Maybe he had something to trade, but Henri Durand was at it again and failed. Master's eyes were keen. Henri Durand was easily caught. Angrily, Salamander demanded that I hand over the thief for punishment. We hoped he would survive. The boy was whipped, but we would trade. He would have to be treated later. Nothing useful was to be found at the Huntmaster's. Oh, Henri, oh, Henri. Cancelled our trip and left. We drank a little bit of cocoa wine. For a long night of joyous celebration, I came again to my senses. I didn't remember a thing from last night's, but did not recognize my surroundings. Oh, we had traveled a bit, but not too far, thankfully. We looked at the map again. And continued to travel. We had found the Polycow Gate already. Really? And without taking a lot of risk, we would approach it. We approached the gate. I saw that Wang Fei Hung's party had beaten us there. He seemed to be chipping away at the structure with a chisel before we interrupted. Malin demanded he leave the thing in peace. Fei Hung, blackguard that he is, naturally refused. It seemed we were at an impasse. He had 4 people, we had 5. I could bribe him to leave, or fight him. We were still pissed at the thing he had done to us before. So we would fight him. It's high time that he was taught a lesson. Let's roll. Oh. Threw some dynamite at them. Then we looked at our options. Artful dodge and strength boost. Victoria Malin seemed keen to attack. And we did our best as well. Ow. It was truly an epic fight we were in. We were even poisoned. fighting at our utmost. Question was what we would do now. I would slash at one of them, bringing the British soldier to his knees. Try to protect ourselves against their onslaught. Healed one of our people for a bit. Inspired Victoria. And let her hit one of them. Thankfully, their attacks were mostly blocked. We went on again. Protecting ourselves from their attacks. Helped out Homie. Victoria would attack the field nurse. Take this, we said. Healing Homie again. We had brought down 2 on their knees. So we were in a better situation. Decided to keep protecting ourselves at all costs. Wanted to flank the sailor. Gave him all that we could. Victoria added her heroic haymaker. And Homie dodged masterfully. We were poisoned. Thankfully, we were standing steadily. And we looked what we could do. Oh! What did we do there? My goodness me. Didn't really understand what we would do. Nevertheless, we did some things. Took out the sailor with a quick shot that retaliated. With the heroic haymaker on Wong Fei Hung, we ended this combat round. He hit us heavily, and we went on to retaliate. We would make Wong Fei Hung vulnerable through a flanking. Slashing at him masterfully would help us. Still, though, we needed protection. He was not equipped to deal with our masterful defense. We told us we should hit him hard. Still protecting us all the way, though. Oh. One of us gave up, and Fei Hung tried to heal himself. Tried to take out chances. It was hard. And in this round, we stepped forward to give Wong Fei Hung the coup de grace. The coward fled before I could get close. No matter, I would catch the scoundrel another day. Though beset by dangers at every turn, we were finally alone with the Palikao gate. It loomed before us, carved with figures and sigils, unlike any I had seen before. Victoria approached it, as though entranced, her face elate with awe. She traced the carvings with her fingers, lost in thought. We made camp, staying up into the night to study the gate by firelight. We noticed that each time she touched the gate, it seemed to push back the fog. When morning dawned, she declared her intention to stay. As I bid her farewell, she barely glanced up from the gate, so intent she was she on her study. Ancient gate revealed its secrets. And we had seen some part of the island. Not all, but quite a lot. We would continue to Paris for the Royal Avalon Society. One less, but the original crew still stayed on and was happy to continue their travels. We talked about the future, maybe other adventures, about fame and glory, about the new chakram that the Royal Society had shown us, and about what we would learn from this. We would learn to negotiate even better. It was the year 1887 now. We had heard of an archipelago. Upon my return to Paris, I let the exposition officials know that Malin would be staying on the islands to continue her research. We stretched, recovered, looked at the slowly building up of the Eiffel Tower, and closed the diary for now. Thank you for watching and reading with me the diary, my friends. Have a great time until then, and happy gaming until next time. This is Immanuel Can, signing out. See you soon.